We were just swapping mom stories during the commercials. Now, what were you telling about? Your mom was, as you mentioned, somewhat eccentric. And she, was it gift shops? What was it?
My mom has a photographic memory for two things that are completely useless to have photographed memories for.
Yeah.
One is the name of any gift shop she's ever been into. So it'd be like, ooh, and also two weird things too. I go, God, I got like a bad taste in my mouth. And my mom goes, here, have a Surts with retsin. It's like, what? Surts, it has retsin, that's the active ingredient. I said, oh, where'd you get these? At Lamont's. What the hell's Lamont's? That's the gift shop, Michael. Right next to Trade Winds and Mandalay Bay. She memorizes every meal she's ever had.
What, every meal?
Every
really?
meal she's ever had. So I'll say to her, okay, God, what was the date of, and I'll throw out something obscure, of the Suez Crisis in 1956? And she goes, oh, I don't remember. Well, what were you eating? Oh, egg and chips. It was September 25, 1956. Egg and chips, I remember well.
It's odd, isn't it?
It's very odd. And you can see that it's in no way affected me or my work.
Yeah, exactly. Now, tell us about the movie. This movie, the sets, the colors, it's pretty wild. It actually looks like sort of the book in the illustration.
Well, Bo Welch, the director's done an amazing job. This guy is a genius, and I think a star is born. He used to work with Tim Burton. He's created this amazing world it just reminded me of being in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Willy Wonka. And in fact, they built an entire housing development, and people from the highway used to come off the highway.
Yeah, I see it. It's off the 118. I would go by and go, who lives there?
Who lives in that color scheme, right?
It was before that. I knew they were doing the movie, and I go, those are the oddest houses.
Well, they had roofs. They had to get extra security because people wanted to get brochures to buy into that community. And so we were there, and I'd have friends. And normally when friends come to the set, they visit for like 25 minutes and realize that making a movie is the most boring thing in the world. It's like watching paint dry. Right. But I had people staying for 9, 10 hours. You know, just because they were happy to be in that world.
And the two kids, Dakota and Spencer.
These kids,
is this the first time you've been in a movie with kids?
People tell you to never work with animals and never work with children. Well, I played an animal and worked with children. And it's the best thing I've ever done in my life. I had the most fun. Little Dakota, who plays Sally, is so sweet that it was all I could do not to bite her face. Now, I wasn't going to break skin, just going to gnaw a bit. She's just so sweet, and you'd be in the scene and go, oh, it's my line, you know? You'd forget. And Spencer Breslin is a genius. I mean, this is like, the guy's like 12 going on 50, and you know, I would say to him stuff, you know, so where do you live? He goes, oh, I live in New York. I don't know, I think I prefer the old world sensibility of a place like that. And I'd go, buddy, you're 12. You should be flicking boogers. What's going on? Exactly. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, he was here the other night, and he mentioned that he was going out with this girl, and he says, the distance makes a relationship last longer. You don't want to see her too much. And I thought, I said, what are you, a 40-year-old man? You sound like a divorced guy.
I want to be like him when I grow up, you know?
Now, we have a clip of the film. What is the scene we're going to see?
I think this is, I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, everybody knows. You know the Cat in the Hat. The cat goes crazy and wrecks the house.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I think I'm turned into a piñata. Am I not?
Let's see. Here we go.
Yes,
Let's take a look. Here we go. Now this is a real set. It's not a backdrop.
That's all built.
That's all built in the hills. So when you drive by the highway, this is what you'd see. You go, look at that tree. Where is that tree?
It's crazy. I would be sad to go home at the end of the day because real life's not nearly as nice.
Take a look. Cat in the Hat.
That was a hard day. Wow, you know.
How many takes is that?
That was 25 takes. 25 takes of being in that makeup, suspended on a rope. And they tie it around certain spots that shouldn't have ropes tied around it.
Exactly.
And, you know, you can tell little kids, and they're all sweet as can be, but that there's certain places that are off limits in terms of hitting, and they don't listen. No. I was black and blue in places that I didn't know actually bruised. But they do.
Well, it's a very funny film. It's The Cat in the Hat. It opens tomorrow. Wonderful job, Mike.
Thank you so
always.
much.
Mike Myers. Be right back with American Chopper's father and son team, Paul Tuttle Sr. and Paul Tuttle Jr. right after this.